Yo, what's going on, guys? And today I'm on my way back from the G League Showcase, and Jake Fisher, who I actually was talking to today, I was reintroducing myself because we met at the Summer League, and I was telling him I read his book. And today we were in the media room eating this pasta that tasted like it was Alfredo, but it tasted like boiled milk. And then we got into a whole conversation, so we just had a good little banter. And he reported earlier in that day that the Cavaliers have no interest in trading Donovan Mitchell, like they should, ladies and gentlemen. And at the end of the day, it seems like the allure to going to New York, the Knicks, and the CAA connection is always going to be there. But Donovan Mitchell hasn't really been the one instigating those rumors, is what I'm being told. And the other thing is it's not at the time the Knicks were cool because of the whole push, but now I think if he were to ever be traded, if like the Cavs had to blow it up for some odd reason, he would either be fine with Brooklyn or New York, as he's just from New York, but prefers the Knicks over the Nets, but would be fine with either. But let's get into the report. Let me hear your thoughts down below in the comment section. Hit that like and subscribe button. We're on the way to 20,000, and your support means the world. So, the Cavaliers. Yes, Evan Mobley and Darius Garland are injured. And that's obviously going to make people scared that, oh my God, it's going to be a rough year for them, as this season hasn't been as, good of a start or as good of a defensive performance. And their offense has been putrid in compared to last year. Now, the thing is, this team is 15-12, just 2 games out from the 4th spot. So people, please, and they forget that the Cavaliers are deep. Also, Ricky Rubio, they're trying to either stretch and waive him. I guess like the amnesty clause is gone. You guys remember that? Also, they're behind the Celtics, Bucks, and the 76ers, as they're really a team that is outside the upper echelon of the NBA. We've heard of the Jared Allen rumors, but the thing is Garland is out for 4 weeks. Evan Mobley's going to be out for a little bit, but we're seeing Mr. Craig Porter Jr., who I think is an absolute stud, get some minutes in JB Biggerstaff's rotation, and Sam Merrill, who's out there, had 19 points. So, with Evan Mobley out, we're seeing kind of this more space, different. It's a different look, but I think this team is like the offense, which some might say with Max Strus and Georges Niang coming in, have started to look better because Niang's playing the 4 spot and Strus is playing the 3, which is their natural positions. And with Evan Mobley and Jared Allen on the floor, they were kind of playing out of position. But now with Mobley sideline and not them having 2 non-shooting bigs on the floor, now only having 1 big on the floor, they're having more shooting. And low-key, the offense is opening up. And this is partially why you traded 5 years of your future draft capital, for Donovan Mitchell. As when you lose 2 of your best players, you got an alpha, an all-NBA dog who can pick up the slack and make Jared Allen and the rest of the boys look better than they usually do. Now, for them, I think the big thing is that this is crazy because we know that Jared Allen is drawing trade interest from the New Orleans Pelicans, and they could trade, Jared Allen and get a backup big or a spot starting big via the trade and bring in more offensive players, maybe make it a 3-team trade or poach some players off the Pelicans and get maybe some draft assets and, whatever, a combination of those or just one of those, and move Mobley to center when he comes back. So, my thought is, it's a Jonas Valanciunas with, let's say, Najee Marshall and Kyra Lewis Jr. and a pick for Jared Allen. Then you send Jonas Valanciunas to a 3rd team that has salary cap that, will eat him. And maybe they send you a matching, let's say you hit up the Spurs for Doug McDermott, and I would put maybe Devontae Graham in that deal, and you send Jonas Valanciunas and Kyra Lewis Jr. and somebody else. That's not a bad deal. And then you walk away with Doug McDermott, Devontae Graham, Najee Marshall, and let's say you have the Spurs send you Charles Bassey, and you have Charles Bassey be your backup center / interim starter until Evan Mobley comes back. And then when Mobley comes back, you have Mobley start at center for the rest of the future, and you go with, shooters around him, and you just give up on the Twin Towers. I don't think that's the worst thing. But either way, like, the whole thing is that you're looking at a team that now is going to be able to finally maybe actually get a chance to be like the offense with George Niang and everything. This is why they're not going to trade Donovan Mitchell. Like, we're going to be able to see, I think, Donovan Mitchell low key. It's weird that, first off, Darius Garland's going to come back before Evan Mobley does, which is good because Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell are like great together. And the thing is they would love to get. OG Anunoby would be the greatest guy to put there. If you could somehow flip Jared Allen to the Pelicans and get assets from the Pelicans to get OG Anunoby, that'd be perfect, because that would solve so many issues. And for me, when I look at this, guys, this is going to be the best offense for Donovan Mitchell. Is going to space the floor, allow him to attack the rim, and get what he wants. And for me, I think that's just something that a lot of people aren't realizing is huge for a player like Donovan Mitchell, who's a 3-level guy who can get to the free throw line, who can drive and kick, who right now he's having a career year rebounding and a career year facilitating. So for him, it's interesting that, potentially this is a team that you can definitely see that I think for them, there's quite possibly, the idea that they don't want to trade Donovan Mitchell, because Donovan Mitchell also maybe thinks this is where he wants to be. And I think the Cavs, know that, he's 27 years old and he has just 1 year left on his deal before that player option. And I think they're not prepared. And the Cleveland officials remain committed to keep the core of all 4 all-stars on the team. And that they don't, besides that the chatter, they think that any pro scout, they believe that Mitchell is happy with going home and is not bothered by Cleveland's, unresolvable of this. So for me, I think it's definitely interesting to see what's going to occur, because, I think they keep him, because I think what's going to happen is he stays. He's going to surprise everybody and re-sign, okay? He's going to surprise everybody, re-sign, and then they're going to, shock everybody, re-sign him, and then maybe they keep him. But the other thing is, I think maybe they move on from it, if that's potentially, the outcome. I don't know specifically what's going to happen in terms of, I think the realistic thing, if he does leave, he re-signs with Cavs and everybody's shocked and he plays 1 season longer. And then when he's re-signed on a long-term deal, because the Cavs could pay him more than anybody else could, he just, demands the trade afterwards, because he got the Supermax that the Knicks couldn't give him if they trade for him. So, if they signed him. So, let me know your thoughts.